Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Jammu history. I was not expecting to make a new episode today, but it gets a lot of views compared to like my Uttarakhand history series. So also I love my jackets. It's like part of the Jammu Kashmir area. So yeah, enjoy. I read some new history on the subject and I wanted to share it with you guys. Because there's been a lot of historical debate, and I think recently people are also very excited about Dogra identity. So it's getting a lot of traction, I guess, on the internet. So in 1834, Ladakh was threatened by the Dogras for the first time since they became an independent kingdom in the 900s. So after 900 years, the Ladakhi ruler had to appeal to the British. And finally, one day, the person leading this whole expedition was subdued. One person named Zorawar Singh, he invaded Tibet under the direction of Gulab Singh. He was a Raja of Jammu as well as the founder of the Dogra dynasty. It was created after the defeat of the Sikh Empire in the First Anglo-Sikh War. And he also subdued Mian-Dido Jamwal, who was the leader of a rebellion of the common people in Jammu against the Sikh Empire. And he died on top of a hill with a hookah in hand because he did not want to surrender to what he perceived as the invading forces. So fortunately or unfortunately, the person who fought mostly did not get power, but the person who was supposed to negotiate peace ended up getting power. So it's kind of like an encouragement for leaders nowadays to advocate for peace, because sometimes you get power when you advocate peace between two rival forces. Anyways, so Zorawar Singh liked to fight. He didn't want peace. He invaded Tibet despite Chulshan Nima Lama arguing against invading Tibet. This area has been very volatile ever since the British started expanding northwest. At first it was based in Calcutta mostly, then they had like Mumbai, Chennai, and finally once they've reached Punjab, then everything hits the fan and it becomes Game of Thrones. Not quite sure who fights in Ladakh because I'm not familiar with their army, because like in South Asian history, like we just study more about the Rajputs and the Sikh people. And perhaps under the help of the British, the Dogras do not succeed in keeping their territory after this Zorawar Singh invades in the 1840s. In the 1850s, the British helped negotiate transfers of prisoners, and peace again is restored in the Himalayas. And we don't really know what the Kashmiris are up to at this point. Probably just staying out of the hay wires. And in 1899, the British grant Aksai Chin to the Qing dynasty. So that's where a lot of this conflict originates in terms of the Indo-Chinese border, because the Chinese still want to claim nowadays that they succeeded from the Qing Empire and the British have already left at this point. So it's just super interesting for me. And I don't really think that the state government history teaches all this. This is all just like my independent research. I'm not a teacher in the government as of yet. One day maybe. But there's also a lot of cool stuff on Kinor people who are at the midpoint between Tibetan Buddhism and the Deota Karaj. So how the Himachali people celebrate their gods. I just learned that they had to pay like a tax for the king or queen who were the wali kind of representatives for the gods. And a lot of the Tibetan Buddhists or Buddhists in the Himalayas did not have to pay this if they did not invite the gods to stay there. But in the eyes of like a lot of Christian reformers, they're just like, this tax is so oppressive. We don't like Hindus, so we're gonna try and make this like seem like an oppressive thing. And it's like, it's not like, have you walked through the mountains? Like, do you think people want to carry this if the locals don't want you there? Like, you need food and water after carrying the gods like palanquin running up the hills 100 meters up and then 300 meters down. Like, come on. Anyways, so you have to read the missionary stuff records with a grain of salt, because they also want like people to convert to Christianity. That's why they play up this whole like, oh, there's a difference among the locals in terms of what they want to do. And it's like, are you sure? Like, if the Dogras didn't feel pressured by the Sikhs who were pressured by the British, maybe none of this would have happened. But now it's all happened. So now we have a special administrative region. Anyways, thanks for listening. Bye. See you guys next time.